Welcome back, guys, to another tutorial on ARK Survival Evolved. What we're going to talk about today is using dinos. One of the first dinosaurs you're probably going to want to tame, in my opinion, are these Carbonimus. Now, you're not going to be able to ride them early on. I don't think you can get this saddle until about level 20, 25, something around that level. It's been a long time since I was worried about getting the saddle, so I don't really remember what level it was that I got it. But these guys serve a big purpose early on because you're going to be able to get them long before you can get a Stegosaurus or anything. You can tame them using a slingshot because it's pretty easy to kite them, and just make sure you aim at the head with the slingshot, because when you hit them in the head, it boosts the amount of torpor that you give. Now you're also going to damage it quite a bit, but not too much, because the slingshot doesn't have a big damage buff to it. So you're going to use a slingshot, knock one of these guys out, and then what you're going to be able to do from there is tell them to follow you, and we'll go over these commands in just a little bit. But you get these guys to follow you around, and even if you just have one, it's going to help. We'll go over here to where there's some stuff because it's closer. So basically, early game, your biggest issue is going to be how much stuff you can carry. So as you're out gathering berries and fiber, and wood and thatch and stone, you're going to want to get more than you can probably carry in one gathering session, so that you can come back and craft and get more done in one sitting. So what I like to do is I like to go out and fill up my inventory, and then as my inventory filled up, I'll just move stuff over to him and let him carry the weight. Now you want to watch his weight. You want to keep the total weight about 100 points, or about 90% basically of their total carry weight. Now, once they get too heavy, they'll stop moving. If you put too much on them, they won't be able to move at all. So, grab some more wood. We'll put this on you. There we go. And we'll grab some thatch with our pickaxe. There we go. And we'll grab some stone too. There we go. And we'll put the stone and thatch on you. And you see I got a little bit of metal too. That and that. And so then you'll just want to have them follow you back. And this was something I forgot to talk about in my last episode about hoarding. You want to make sure that you have your storage accessible to your pack mules, basically. What I like to do when I'm trying to gather stuff is I like to get them to where, let's see, what's on you? Mostly berries, but we got some stone and some wood and some thatch too. There we go. I like to get them to where I can access the chest or storage box or whatever you want to call it without having to move, especially when you start getting higher level dinosaurs that can carry a lot more. My Stegos can carry their carry weight total is about 700 now. And by the way, while you're on your dinosaur, you can hit F to access their inventory as well. Same kind of garbage. Oh, and I've got him loaded down too much. You notice it's 264 here, and he can't move with me. Oh, wait, we kind of moved. There we go. I must have had my fingers on the wrong key and didn't notice. There we go. Alright, so we have some thatch, some wood, some more wood, a little bit of stone, flint. Yeah, so you get the idea here. You want to use these guys as a pack mule, and that's going to help you gather more things at a time and come back here and craft. because trust me, nothing is more annoying to me than the weight restrictions. All right, now in the first episode, we talked a lot about using the right animal for the right tool. So let's talk a little bit about that. Early on, your trikes and your stegos are going to be your berry collectors. They're good for harvesting thatch too. You can get a good amount of thatch if you get into a heavily wooded area, but you'll find yourself getting loaded down with wood quite a bit, even with the amount of thatch you're getting. To actually harvest wood, you're going to want a mammoth. This guy is a beast. Now, he can harvest berries, too, in pretty good amounts. He won't affect rocks at all. But if you get into a decent wooded area, let's see if I can avoid some bushes here. Now, he also has two attacks. If you're looking to the left there, he's going to do this stomp thing. If you're looking to the right, he'll just do that. I find it's a lot easier to do that because it takes less time. So we've got wood and thatch. Let's talk about a couple other things. I just recently tamed this ankylosaurus. He takes a little while to get anywhere, so I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay, we finally got to some stone. Now, I'm just gonna swing with him. When you're looking to the left, he does this little charge thing, and you see I get mostly flint, some stone, and a decent amount of metal. Now, if I look to the left there, he does his little tail swipe. He'll collect berries and stuff too, which I actually find annoying. I would rather him not collect the berries and just get wood and stone. Or I'm not necessarily wood, but just stone and flint. And he's got an area attack, so as long as you have stuff around him, he's gonna hit it all. And when I'm out collecting one thing, I like to drop off everything that I'm not collecting. Now, obviously, stuff like flint and metal, which I could probably drop to flint, to be honest with you. I've got so much of it. But you're going to find that he collects mostly flint. He's not super efficient at collecting stone. The way to think about this is this guy's a lot like using your pickaxe on both trees and on stones. So, you've got an excellent miner here. Now the upside here is that you use your pickaxe to collect more than just flint. If you're looking to get a decent amount of wood. Oh, and by the way, these guys move faster in the water than they do on land. Something to keep in mind. Well, let's get over here to one of these stones that will yield some metal. Because typically when you hit one of these river or water stones, you might get 1 or 2 metal when you're using your pickaxe. I just got 5 metal from that one in one swing. Now, something else to keep in mind, and I don't know if I can make it down. I need to rebuild my stamina before I go out there. Give me 1 second. Right over here is an oil deposit. I think I can make it over there without dying. I haven't taken him in the water yet. Now, you want to keep in mind that there are 2 meters here that you got to watch. You got to watch his oxygen and your oxygen. Now, his is a little bit more important than mine because I can get him up and swim. But here's where you get oil. And if you take him up here and swipe it, you see I got 45 oil from one hit. Now, the actual tactic you want to use here is you want to feed him some Lazarus chowder. Because the Lazarus chowder, all of those things will affect your dinos just in the same way it affects you. It gives them the same buffs. So give him some Lazarus chowder, and he'll be able to last forever underwater with his stamina too. Now, going out and getting that one little swipe, it was worth it to me because oil is a pretty precious commodity in my world here. So we've got our guy for harvesting oil and stone. We've got our guy for harvesting wood. We got our berries. Let's talk about meat. Now, typically, early game, you're going to want to start off with somebody. Let's see. You're 107. Max. Let's see here. Max is a level 138. Let's take him out. Raptors are excellent little tames, especially if you get a decently high level one. One, they're fast. As far as by far, they're one of the best dinos you can tame early game, because you can tame a bunch of them and have them follow you around, and you'll be able to get just tons of meat and hide. And now you're going to get a lot more meat than hide, but the only thing you're going to really use hide on in the beginning is going to be your armor and saddles. So it's definitely helpful to have these guys around. Now, I just made an epic mistake. Make sure before you go in the water with these guys that you make sure that you're paying attention to their stamina. Okay, I found another turtle. Now, when you're on him, you can attack a little bit faster. You can time your attacks a little bit when you're fighting something with knockback. It helps to be on your raptor. Now, early game when I had a pack of raptors, my thing was I would jump off the raptor and help fight it. Problem is sometimes you're going to hit your raptors, your animals. But these guys are a great way to get a bunch of meat early on, and when you run out of stamina, you'll get a blue screen there. But just from that little bit, I've gotten quite a bit of meat. As you can see, I'm moving kind of slow because I'm out of stamina. Now, to rebuild your stamina, you can simply walk around without hitting the shift button, or you can get off of your dino. And it will replenish a lot faster if you're not moving at all. But yeah, it's really not that slow to begin with. What level are you? Level 8. Be careful when you attack trikes, because they're kind of a pack mentality. They will come after you. Now, you have a decent mount here. Now, granted, Max is a level 130 something raptor, right? Level 139, and we're about to make him level 140. He's a pretty vicious little animal. Now, if you really want to pack in meat, go around looking for these guys right here. Alright, so just look at the amount of meat I get off of these guys. 67 raw meat from one animal. That's kind of ridiculous. You won't see that anywhere else, but maybe like in a Bronto or something like that. So I'm going to head back over to the base. That's enough playing around with the raptors. And also keep an eye out when you're out and about. Look for these eggs, because animals will just drop them wherever they are. Now, as you can see, he's not happy that I took his egg. She, whatever. But all of these eggs are used in the recipes for kibble, so pick them up and keep them safe. So when you're able to tame an apex predator like a Spinosaurus or a Tyrannosaur, that's when your game changes. Right now, I'm a level 175 Spinosaurus, and I can just melt through just almost everything on this in this game with him. I've got his melee damage up to almost 1,000%. See, I just walked through a level 108 Bronto. You see, with his melee damage, I get just tons of prime meat, which is used for taming basically all carnivores. It will make your life easier. Now, it has a very short spoil timer, so you don't want to harvest it. I almost don't even like to harvest it before I knock something out. Once you have one of these guys, a T-Rex works great too. You can just come through and murder everything. And this is how I level up my guys. Oh, look, there's a T-Rex. Goodbye. Level 64 T-Rex, dead. But this is the absolute best way to level everything up. You just come over here and murder everything. And as you can see, I take care of most things in 1 or 2 bites. Now I'm to the point where it takes a long time to level up. I try to target higher level dinos, but the truth is In order to get higher level dinos, sometimes you got to come over here and kill everything that's lower level because spawns are persistent in this game. So you need to come over here and wreck everything so that new dinosaurs will spawn in. And as you can see, I've got this guy statted out. He's got over 11,000 HP, about 1,500 stamina, almost 1,000 melee damage, and his movement speed I increased just a little bit. Well, guys, I'm going to make it back to the base. I'll see you there. There's one last type of dinosaur that I want to cover. The last group of dinosaurs that I want to talk today are going to be your flyers. Now, I just recently got a pair of mate boosted Argentavis, which are decent levels. They're not maxed out. I believe this one was 76 when I got it, and I believe this one was around 60, but I'll have to check the tapes to be sure. Now, you're not going to be able to get one of these early on, or maybe you can. It's not super easy, just because it's not super hard. They're not really hard to tame, but they aren't in a super accessible area in the map. I try, when I'm on an animal, I try to keep 5 stacks in their inventory. It's overboard. I'm well aware. The first one you're going to get is a pterodon, and usually you can get a pteranodon, not pterodon, pretty early game. Anything level 10 or below, and even maybe a little bit higher than that, one rock to the head will knock it out, and then you just have to tame it after that. And they don't take super long, and they're decent flyers. They're super fast. Low level, you won't have a great deal of stamina, so make sure that you're paying attention to that little lightning bolt, because when it runs out, if you're up in the air, he's going to stop, and after a while he's going to kick you off, and if you're too high up, you're going to die when you fall off. So pay attention to that and boost their stamina. Stamina and movement speed is what you want to boost with these guys. These guys are your fast flyers. They don't have a super heavy carry weight, but they will help you get around the map and get to these beacons early game. So keep that in mind. Well, I say early game. You're going to have to luck out and find a saddle. And no two ways about it. You will have to luck out and find a saddle in a drop. Now, as far as the Argentavis, these so far are my favorite flyers. They're not super fast, but they have a ton of stamina, and their carry weight is pretty good. I've been using these guys to cart metal back and forth from the volcano and from the other mountains around, and they can carry quite a bit. Now, they can also do something else that I want to show you. Yep, I can pick stuff up with them, and it's pretty awesome. And you pick them up using your right click, you'll see them do that, and then you left click to attack them while they're in your feet. It's pretty awesome. And they're not bad for going around. They have a really good melee damage, so they're pretty good, as well as they've got a really high. They've got a decently high health. They're a lot better than the pteranodons. That is no joke. Same thing with these guys. You got to watch that stamina. If it drops down too low, you're in trouble, especially if you're up in the air, because they will kick you off, and you will most likely die. So last thing to mention about these guys is that anybody that's played this game will tell you that the behavior of flyers is kind of wacky. For instance, when you get off of them, they have a tendency to go everywhere. I misjudged that just a little bit. And he's not really doing what I want, but if I do that, you'll see, maybe, eventually. Okay, never mind. Typically, what they will do when you jump off of them is walk forever. There he goes. He'll fly around for a while and end up God knows how far away from you. So one thing to do is when you jump off, hit spacebar, which if you're too high off the ground, they're going to do that. Hit spacebar and immediately hit the U button. We'll talk about that a little bit. Well, we'll talk about that in just a minute because that has to do with your animals. and knowing what to do. So that's the last dino that I wanted to talk about in this episode. Alright, guys. So, the tail part of this episode, I'm trying something new. I had an OpenGL crash with Fraps, and I'm trying NVIDIA Shadow Plague. I want you guys to tell me how it compares to the previous clip. Please leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts, audio and video. Because if one of them doesn't work, I need to know. I'll probably notice in editing, but nevertheless, we have one more thing to talk about here in using dinosaurs, and I'm going to use my RG here and go over here, and I will see you guys as soon as I get there. We're going to talk about whistles. So here we are. We're over here on this island because we're gonna demonstrate some things here. So before we get started, we mentioned several times that you can go to escape, hit the options menu, and you have your list here. And there are several hotkeys for whistles that are important. The main one that I use is T, which is you follow me, and J, which is all of you follow me, and it's right here. Now, the other one that I use a lot is U, which is basically everybody stop, and it controls everybody. Now, those are pretty accessible from your hand position. It's a little difficult to hit sometimes. Oops, see, I hit I instead of U right there. It's a little dark in here. But let's say you don't want to go through all that. If you press T and hold it down, you have all of these options. Passive, attack this target. Obviously, we're not going to tell it to play an emote. You have all follow me, you follow me, all stop, you stop, and then attack my target, whistle neutral. Now, let's demonstrate a couple of these. If I hold T down, as you can see right now, he's in passive. If I hold T down, well, but before I do that, let's explain what passive means. Passive means he won't attack anything. Even if he's getting attacked, he won't attack. He won't even try to fly away. He'll just sit here and take the damage. Now, if I switch him to neutral, if I get attacked or if he gets attacked, he's going to counterattack. And he's probably going to win because he's pretty BA. Now, if I put him on attack this target, and I come over here and attack this trilobite, I want you to watch what he does. What are you doing? Oh, obviously you didn't get the message here. There we go. Now he'll get it. Maybe he'll get it. Dude, what is your deal? Can you not attack the trilobite? Okay. Fail. Now this one I know will work. What level are you? I don't want to... Okay, yeah. Now he's going to attack the trike. Oops. And he'll attack it until it's dead. And probably about one or two more hits. There he goes. Flyers have a tendency to go crazy after they attack something. So just jump on him and jump back off. Now, if you hold E on him, you have a lot of the same options. But if you're controlling a big pack of dinosaurs, I almost unclaimed him. That would have been a disaster. So you can click to ride, access the inventory. You can change his targeting range. You got low, medium, and high. Oh, low, medium, and high, low, medium, and lowest. And then you can disable victim item collection or enable it. You want to have it enabled most of the time unless you're just getting filled up with a bunch of stuff. You can enable wandering. I don't recommend doing that. Disable wandering. It'll just make him wander around. You can change his... this is the stuff that we just went through. You can set him to neutral, passive, or attack my target. And we can also set his aggression to aggressive. Now, if he's following me, if we come over here and he gets in range of something that he can attack, he will attack. There he goes. He's gonna kill turtles. Now this is a great setting to use if you have several OP dinosaurs that you want to set on kind of as sentries for your base. But keep in mind, especially with the addition of alphas, you want to make sure you've got some high-level dinosaurs that can handle their own, and more than one if that's going to be your strategy. I would get in there and help him, but I'm more likely to hit him with my pike and kill him than I am to do anything than I am to help him. Oh, they were just doing a little dance there. Did you see that? Nodding their heads together. I generally keep all of my animals on neutral. That way I can, if I'm away and they get attacked, they can defend themselves. But that's just a real quick description of what your whistles can do. Well, I guess there's one other thing that I do want to show you, and I will get my stuff together to do that. Now this is a nifty little trick called the dinosaur train. And the way you do this is you get on your dinosaur and now it's kind of difficult to hit the hitbox. You get out of K mode. You get on your dinosaur and you find this hitbox and you whistle at him from the dinosaur, and that makes him follow this dinosaur. Something like, let's see if I can get, well, here, I'll get my stegos to follow me. Do one at a time. Maybe. There we go. I'll just jump off of him, and then I'll jump on Frank here, and I'll give Pinky a whistle. But this can go on seriously forever. That's enough of a dinosaur train. So let me get this guy pointed somewhere where we can actually move. I'll enter K mode so we can see this thing, so we can see this show going on. They will just follow in a single file line all the way down. This is a great way to move your dinosaurs through across the island, because a lot of times what will happen is let's just say you. What happens is you end up with a huge mess. They start getting in each other's way, they crowd each other, and it's just a mess. So the easy way to sort this out, first of all, stop. Easy way to sort this out is to just have them follow you single file. Well, that is more than enough for this episode. This was a very long episode, and you have another very long episode coming up on taming that I've actually already recorded, and I forgot to do the whistle, so I had to come back and do it. I'm going to untangle this mess and get back to editing. I hope you guys are enjoying, and I'll see you in the next episode.